Hello! Today is my first full day of spring break. It's technically Thursday of finals week, but I've submitted all of my assignments and I've done everything I need to do, so I am done! I'm so happy and relieved. Yesterday I submitted my paper in the morning, and then I spent the evening in Portland, Oregon, and I got to go shoot Maggie Lindemann at her concert in Portland. It was such a good show. She's an incredible performer. I was a little bit all over the place. My photos weren't turning out great because the lighting was so dookie in that venue, but it's fine. It's okay. I think I got what I could out of it, and I'm happy with that. But yeah, I spent most of the day in Portland. I was there from like 2 p.m. till midnight, basically. And I went and I got some pictures in a photo booth, which was really cute. I've been meaning to do that the last 3 times I've been in Portland. I also got some of my favorite ramen. It has soft shell crab on it, and it's just absolutely delicious. But yeah, I just had a fun little day farting around town in Portland. And then I went to the venue and I did my thing. I ran into this girl that, like, we're mutuals on Instagram, and I'd never met her before. And then, like, we ran into each other and we were talking. And we were like, dude, we literally have the same life. It's the whole thing was so crazy, but it's just so fun to meet mutuals like that. I was like, yeah, literally crazy. But anyways, I have big plans for the spring break. I made like a whole spring break curriculum. So I'm gonna be starting that tomorrow. And basically what it is just like 7 days of reading and writing and really diving into a lot of different texts that I just haven't had time to read yet, just because I've been so busy. But also just like, I feel like I need to wash my brain out or something. So that's kind of also the purpose of this. Like, I don't know, now that I have the time, I'm gonna force myself to do 7 days of reading. So I might go into that a little more later, but for now I'm gonna do just like a little bit of like a rest of my day vlog, because I just left my campus. I slept in this morning a long time. I slept into like noon because I was a little tired from last night. And then today I had to go drop off the camera that I checked out from the school. So I sat in the library and I edited all my photos and sent some emails and stuff. So I just got done doing that, and now I'm on my way to work, and I work at a concert venue. So it's lots of concerts in my life. If you don't know, I work in the music industry. I do a lot of music business stuff, music marketing. But I'm getting my degree in humanities, which is the funny part. Anyways, so I'm on my way to work right now, and there's a sold out show tonight. So it's gonna be probably a crazy night-ish. I don't know, we'll see. I'm kind of thinking about doing like a video that's like, this is what it's like on a sold out show night at our venue, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like a walkthrough of everything. I don't know, but we'll see. I think I'm gonna get sushi because I haven't really eaten anything today. I was so busy like doing other stuff, I kind of forgot to eat low-key. So I think I'm gonna get some sushi. I'm gonna hang out with my supervisor, who's literally my favorite person on planet Earth. We're gonna do that, and then tomorrow I'm gonna start my spring break curriculum thing, and I'm so excited. So thank you for being here. I'm so happy to be on spring break. Also, do you like my ladybug clips? Yay! Okay, goodbye.
Hello. It is quite a bit later now. It's a little after 7 p.m. and today is day 3 of my spring break curriculum thing. Yesterday was pretty unsuccessful because I ended up having to go help my family do some stuff and then I had to work in the evening. So I didn't do any reading, unfortunately. But I wanted to quickly show what's on my reading agenda for tonight. So earlier today, I got ready and I went and hung out at a coffee shop, like my favorite coffee shop in my area. And I had a bunch of computer work to do, so I did that, and that took like 2 hours, way longer than I had hoped. So then I spent about 45 minutes-ish reading, and I restarted the Homeric Hymns. This was my day 2 book that I didn't get to yesterday because I got too busy. I have read this before, but I'm rereading it. And the reason I am doing the Homeric Hymns is because, number one, they're kind of the origin story between Hades and Persephone is recounted in it by Homer, in the hymn to Demeter, which Demeter is Persephone's mother, if you don't know that. So it's kind of like a little bit of her side of the story when Persephone was abducted from her. So, but there's hymns to all sorts of different Greek gods in here, and I'm working my way through it. It's really not that long. There's just like a lot of extra notes and stuff, so it's like 90 pages and I'm 20 pages in, so 70 pages left. That's not bad at all. So the Homeric Hymns is what I'm hoping to finish tonight. The second thing is half of book 1 of Paradise Lost. This is my day 3 curriculum, and I've been following Glutenberg Bibles. I'll put her on the screen. I've been following her Paradise Lost, or I'm going to be following her Paradise Lost read through, where you read a book of Paradise Lost a month for all of the year. And I'm getting a couple months of a late start on that, but I'm doing it nonetheless. So I'm starting with book 1. I'm going to take my time with it. That's why the reading increments are so short. So all I have to read today of Paradise Lost is about the first 15-ish pages, give or take a couple. So I don't think that'll be bad at all, but I don't really have a ton of knowledge about what Paradise Lost is going into it, but I'm really excited, and it's definitely going to be one of my 2026 project books. And then for my 2 Penguin Little Black classics, My day 2 PLBC was As Kingfishers Catch Fire by Gerard Manley Hopkins. So I'll be reading this. And the Saga of Gunlong Serpent Tongue, which is an anonymously published short story, apparently, it's about two poets in doomed pursuit of Helga the Fair. I felt very, like, romantic tonight. I don't know, very princessy. Maybe it's, like, because of what I'm wearing. Let me show you. This is my everyday nighttime attire, like the nightgown with the bathrobe. Yep. It makes me feel very princessy though. And so I did my nails, right? And I started watching Lady and the Tramp, and I got about halfway through that, so I'm hoping I'll have time to finish it tonight, maybe like as I'm winding down, getting ready to go to bed. But the other thing was, so I went to the coffee shop and I was working and doing my thing. And then I popped across the street to a couple little stores that I haven't been to in forever. Got some little jars that I thought were so cute. So I got 2 of these. I got 2 of the little glass roller balls. And 2 of the little dropper bottles. Because I'm going to try to make my own perfume oil. And I have no idea how this is going to go. But I have a huge tub of coconut oil that I've had for so long, and I'm going to try to fractionate it, which is where you separate the liquid and the solid parts of the coconut oil so that the oil can stay liquid. Then you use that part and you scrape off all of like the extra stuff. Then you can use that and you can put different things into it. You can put other like essential oils, or in my case I'm going to try using tea leaves. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm gonna experiment with it. I thought it would be fun, and the jars only ended up being like $5 for everything, or $6. I just thought it was so cool. I don't know, I love that store, so I popped in there, came home, had some dinner, did my nails, watched a little bit of Lady and the Tramp, and it's just such a beautiful spring evening tonight. Like, I'm feeling very, I don't know, romantic, I guess. So I think I'm gonna listen to the Cinderella score. That's my favorite. I have it on vinyl and on CD that I happened to find thrifting on 2 separate occasions. So I think I'm gonna listen to that tonight. I'm gonna try my hardest to finish the Homeric hymns, which I really don't think will be a problem because 70 pages is not that much. And then another 15. So I have about 200 pages of reading to do tonight, which feels very doable since it's only 7 p.m. and I don't have anywhere to be first thing in the morning tomorrow, so that's kind of the vibe. I'm gonna settle in, I'm gonna light some candles, I'm gonna get it smelling good in here and just make my room like a sanctuary, for a reading sanctuary tonight. So yeah, I hope you'll join me and have a very calm, relaxing evening. Hello. It's quite a bit later now. It's after 9 p.m. I had some popcorn while I was reading. I wanted to quickly pop in with my thoughts on Paradise Lost, book 1. I did finish it, thank goodness. I really, really thought it was brilliant, and I think I'm going to love this book from what I've read so far. I'm typically not a huge fan of books that are written in iambic pentameter. It's just a little harder for me to digest, and it's just generally very dense text anyways. But I took it as slow as I possibly could. It took me like an hour and 15 minutes to read less than 30 pages. So I really, really took my time with it. And there's a line that I wanted to share with you that I wrote down. It's on page 11 of my edition of book 1. Farewell, happy fields, where joy forever dwells. Hail horrors, hail infernal world, and thou profoundest hell, receive thy new possessor, one who brings a mind not to be changed by place or time. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. Out of everything I've read so far, that was the moment that really stopped me in my tracks, and I was like, wow, he really is a great writer, Mr. Milton. I also wrote down the line from a little later that says, better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. It's so snappy. It's so, heavy, I just love the concept of Paradise Lost generally, so I feel like I'm really going to enjoy this reading as long as I continue to take it really, really slow. Very, very slow. I'm trying to catch up with where they're at with Gutenberg Bible's reading of it. But yeah, I really liked it. I haven't read the other 2 Penguin Little Black Classics. I might get to them. I might not get to them. I don't know.
Hello, happy Wednesday. My plans for today changed. I had a friend text me that he's going to be passing through town. So I'm gonna go get lunch with him while he's in my town. So I'm gonna be leaving here in 30 minutes or so, I think. But yeah, I did get some reading done last night, and I wanted to talk about Aphorisms on Love and Hate by Friedrich Nietzsche, and then a little bit of The Monk by Matthew Lewis. I'm gonna start with this one. This one so far has been my favorite Penguin Little Black Classic that I've read, at least so far in this stretch. And here's the thing that I realized. All of the books that I chose for this week were written by men. I'm ashamed of myself. I didn't do that on purpose, obviously, because why the hell would I do that on purpose? And almost every book, everything that I've read so far has had something that just made me physically recoil. And it had to do with a man's opinion on women, right? Okay, just the way that these women are written are not great. The way that they think about women are not great. So I've kind of been fighting with that this week. I realized it after I read Theogony was a big one. I don't remember if I talked about that at all. Theogony, and also the first Penguin Little Black Classics I wrote which I'm blanking on the name of it now, but guys, it was bad. It was real bad. All that to say, I'm just a little bit on the fence about the books that I'm reading, you know? So I feel like I'm not fully enjoying them enough because I've realized somehow that all of these books I'm reading are connected in the same way, and it's like very much about how the men are writing the women, right? So Aphorisms on Love and Hate really, really had me. The first, like, pretty much half of this was amazing. I love the philosophy. I haven't read any Friedrich Nietzsche before, but I have some of his books. I just haven't gotten to them yet. And I really, really loved the things that he was saying. Some of them I didn't agree with, some of them I didn't fully understand, but some of them I really, really enjoyed and thought they were interesting things to think about, right? But then the second half of the book, I mean, it's only like 50 pages, but the second half of it talked a lot about marriage and love and marriage and all of these different things. And he started saying some things about marriage and like the roles of the man and the roles of the woman, and you know, it just made me realize this and so many of the other things I've been reading are really written for men. Like, they are designed for a male audience, and that's really frustrating to find out, you know? And I think it's just something that comes with the territory of reading classics or reading older books. And honestly, compared to some of the other stuff I've read this week, this wasn't that bad. Like, the way that he wrote men and gender roles essentially wasn't bad in comparison to some of the other stuff. But it did throw me off a little bit, you know, because I was enjoying it so much for the first half. Anyways, so I started The Monk last night, and I realized that this book has like 3 stories, or like it's split up into 3 parts, right? And I had originally put on my kind of lesson plan curriculum that I wanted to read The Monk in 2 parts. I wanted to read half of it yesterday and half of it today. But I kind of changed my mind. So I read the first section of it last night. I'm going to read the second section today and the last one tomorrow. And my plan for tomorrow was to read The Little Prince, but depending on how much reading I can get done, I may scratch that plan. I may just replace it with finishing The Monk. I know that this book is about to get wacky crazy, but so far the first part of it has not been bad at all. I know that there's supposed to be some... Well, okay, let me give you the overview of this story. So basically there's this monk named Ambrosio, and he is very widely loved by a lot of people. He has a way with words and a sincerity and kind of a seriousness in his air that's like super captivating for all these people. So he is a monk, or a father, I don't really know what he is. I think he's just a monk because it's called a monk. And so he goes and he delivers these sermons. He spends most of his time kind of as a recluse. He's reflecting, he's learning, he's reading, he's, you know, praying, doing all these things. And that kind of prepares him to go give these sermons every once in a while. And when he does, the whole city, like anyone that believes in God, anyone that like has any kind of faith, goes and hears him. And even people that don't have faith, like he's just that captivating. Everyone, the church is filled, every pew, every seat is full. So he really just has this personality that is interesting. He's a very interesting character, right? So that's kind of how the book starts off, and then the next part is introducing this young girl who I know there's gonna be some weird stuff happening with later, but she's like a 15-year-old girl, and she goes to this sermon with her aunt, I believe. So that's kind of where we meet her. Her name is Antonia? I don't remember. And then it kind of shifts gears and we go back to Ambrosio and we learn about his relationship with this other monk, Rosario, I believe is his name. And I don't want to spoil it if you plan to read it, so I'm not going to tell you like what the plot twist has been so far, but basically him and this other monk are becoming really good friends, and they kind of... Ambrosio kind of sees something in this monk that's like very reliable, like he feels understood by his fellow monk, and that monk feels that same way about him and is like very much admires Ambrosio and his passion and all of these things. So then the part that I kind of left off on is with this side plot about robbers and this wife and something or other. It like went on a whole side tangent that I don't understand, and I didn't really feel like added to the plot, but I'm guessing it's going to connect with something that happens next, so I guess I'll just have to hold on until that happens. But yeah, generally I really enjoyed this. I'm bummed that it kind of took a turn in the way that I should have expected it, because it's written by a man, and I'm really disappointed in myself though for not putting something written by a woman in this week. Like, what is wrong with me? So I feel like I need to read something afterwards to just cleanse my brain. I've been reading Nuns and Soldiers by Iris Murdoch. I started that before my spring break, so I'll probably continue to read that. But it's kind of taking me a while to get through. I've kind of elected it to be a project book, so I'm allowing myself to take as much time as I need with it. But yeah, after this week, I need a big fat break from male writers, I think. So